Hello and welcome to V News Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories.
Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc emphasizes protection of marine environment. Vietnam will announce list of legislators for the 14th tenure on June 9. Quảng Bình offers ticket discounts to draw tourists.
A national meeting was held in the Red River Delta province of Nam Dinh on June 8 in response to Vietnam Sea and Island Week and World Oceans Day 2016. Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc attended the event, among others.
The annual Vietnam Sea and Island Week from June 1st to 8th aims to raise public awareness of the significant role of sea and islands in national construction and safeguarding. This message focuses on sustainable protection, exploitation and development of marine natural resources. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc stressed that protecting the marine environment is a crucial task of all ministries and localities. He urged the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment to coordinate with relevant ministries to promote scientific research and build strategies for maritime sustainable development, as well as for the protection of national sovereignty and security. The government encourages organizations and individuals to increase investment and apply advanced science and technology to make effective use of sea and island resources and improve local livelihoods. The Prime Minister confirmed that Vietnam supports countries that have benefits in its sea, making actions contributing to peace, stability, security and safety of navigation and aviation, as well as sea environment protection. Vietnam asked related parties to settle disagreements and disputes via peaceful means and in respect of international law, especially the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea 1982 and the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in its Sea. Vietnam also called for increasing trust between nations, avoiding the use or threat to use force, and creating a code of conduct in its sea. A number of activities took place during the event, such as a bicycle parade, cleaning up beaches, and planting trees.
On the same day, Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc had a working session with the northern province of Nam Dinh. He told the locality to equally boost socio-economic development and environmental protection. He asked the provincial administration to boost agricultural restructuring so as to create concentrated and large-scale production areas and raise farmers' income. Meanwhile, policies and laws on beliefs and religions must be enforced well in Nam Dinh, home to a large number of religious followers, to help with their religious practices and daily life, he added. At the working session, provincial officials reported that Nam Dinh has shaped 3 economic regions, with one on agriculture, the other on sea-based activities along the 72-kilometer coast, and the last on industry and services. It posted a growth rate of 13.5% in 2015. During his working visit to Nam Dinh, Prime Minister Phuc visited some new-style rural models in Hải Hậu district. He also visited and presented gifts to revolutionary contributors in My Lộc district. National Assembly chairwoman Nguyen Thi Kim Garden met with the ambassador of Russia in Hanoi on June 8.
Meeting with Russian Ambassador Konstantin Nukov, chairwoman Nguyen affirmed Vietnam always considers Russia its prioritized partner in politics, external relations, economics, trade, national defense and security. Nguyen said Russia's ratification of the Vietnam-Eurasian Economic Union Free Trade Agreement is an important event which will open up great chances for the cooperation between Vietnam and Russia, as well as other members of the Union. Ambassador Konstantin Nukov affirmed the close mutual support relations and the comprehensive strategic partnership between Vietnam and Russia. National Assembly chairwoman Nguyen spoke highly of the development of the Vietnam-Japan cooperation at her reception for Japanese Ambassador Hiroshi Fukada the same day. She said she hopes Japan will continue to provide ODA for Vietnam as well as support Vietnam in coping with drought and saline intrusion, pledging that the Vietnamese legislature will strengthen the supervision of ODA use. Ambassador Phuc noted that Japanese Prime Minister committed to providing Vietnam with $2.5 million to help the country cope with consequences of drought and saline intrusion.
Outcomes of the election of deputies to the 14th National Assembly and all-level People's Councils for the 2016 to 2021 tenure are scheduled to be publicized on June 9th.
To prepare for the event, National Assembly Chairwoman Nguyen Thi Kim Garden asked delegates to the National Election Council's 6th session, which convened in Hanoi on June 8th, to look into several reports. They include a draft report on the election results, the minutes reviewing the election, and a resolution on the announcement of the election outcomes, as well as the list of incoming deputies to the 14th National Assembly. Nguyen, who is also chairwoman of the council, said the list of deputies to the legislature will be announced by the council, while municipal and provincial election committees will release the names of deputies to all-level people's councils. The May 22nd general election took place in a mode of democracy and equality, and in line with the law, with more than 90% of voters nationwide going to the polls.
Politburo member and president of the Vietnam Fatherland Front Central Committee Nguyen Thi Kim is paying a working visit to Russia from June 6 to 8. Our reporter in Moscow will provide more details. During the trip, Nguyen met with Deputy Chief of the Presidential Office Vyacheslav Volodin, Deputy Chairman of the Federation Council Evgeny Busmin, General Secretary of the All Russia People's Front Alexander Brechalov, First Deputy Chairman of the State Duma Ivanovich Melnikov, and President of the Communist Party of the Russian Federation Gennady Zyuganov. The Vietnamese official highlighted comprehensive strategic partnership between the two countries, as well as Russia's assistance in the past and at present, which helped raise the position of Vietnam in the region and the world. He introduced Russian officials to the role played by the Vietnam Fatherland Front in national liberation struggles in the past and national construction and defense at present. The Russian officials affirmed their country's policy to maintain a comprehensive strategic partnership with Vietnam, noting that this is part of Russia's strategy to enhance relations with countries in Asia-Pacific. General Secretary of the All Russia People's Front Alexander Brechalov hailed the contributions made by the Vietnam Fatherland Front to Vietnam's ongoing reform and construction. With similar functions and responsibilities, the Vietnam Fatherland Front and the All Russia People's Front should foster links and share experience. Talking to Vietnamese expatriates living and working in Russia, the front leader affirmed that the party and state consider overseas Vietnamese communities as an indispensable part of the nation. He called for the Vietnamese overseas community to contribute more to the homeland's development and to bilateral relations. Politburo member Võ Văn Thưởng had a working session with the Vietnam News Agency on June 8th. We have more in the following report.
Summarizing Vietnam News Agency's activities, General Director Nguyễn Đức Lợi stated, in order to fulfill its duty as the country's source of mainstream information, the agency is determined to continue improving the quality of its news. Võ Văn Thưởng, who is also Secretary of the Party Central Committee and head of its Commission for Popularization and Education, affirmed Vietnam News Agency is a strong national news agency of the region and a strategic information provider of the party and the state. He expressed his delight at the agency's development orientation, the significant growth of its staff, as well as the number of young people currently in leadership. He stressed that the agency will need to become an even stronger multimedia complex, much more capable in information and human resource, delivering accurate news quickly across all fields, accommodating the needs of the public as well as all level officials' research.
Rice exports are estimated to reach 400,000 tons in May, a year-on-year decrease of 31%, the lowest growth since the beginning of this year.
The Vietnam Food Association said rice export orders in April and May both reduced compared with previous average levels due to downward trends in both orders from China and rice exporting price. Prices of Vietnamese export rice in late April were higher than other suppliers, including Thailand, but then plummeted in May. The sector might have to adjust its initial target of exporting 1.8 million tons down to 1.3 million tons for the second quarter of this year. The association expects that rice exports in the coming months will likely increase again due to more orders from other countries in the Southeast Asian region. Last year, Vietnam earned $2.68 billion from rice exports. Asian countries were the main buyers, accounting for 74.5%, followed by Africa, 13.77%, and the US, 6.72%. In early April, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development were assigned to closely monitor rice production and export. The move was intended to ensure domestic food security and effectively manage export activities, given that prolonged and serious drought and saline intrusion were hitting major granaries in the country, particularly in the Mekong Delta. This year, the Delta expected to plant over 4.3 million hectares of rice fields, which would yield approximately 25.7 million tons of rice. According to preliminary estimations, drought and stormwater encroachment have reduced the expected output by 700,000 tons, which is equivalent to 350,000 tons of rice.
The Central Province of Quảng Bình is offering a discount of 30% on fares for local cave tourism services, according to the Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng Tourism Center.
The Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng Tourism Center said the discount program will be applied for the tickets to the caves of Phong Nha, Tiên Sơn, and Thiên Đường and run until the end of this year. In the coming time, the tourism sector will work with our stakeholders to develop specific programs to lure more tourists to the locality. According to the center, thousands of tourists flocked to the Mộc Spring and Chai River, Tối caves in the Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng complex, particularly in these 40 Celsius degree hot days. Apart from the fresh environment and beautiful landscapes, a number of adventure tourism activities are organized in these sites to draw tourists, such as zip lining. When in Quảng Bình, you should visit Mộc Spring, Thiên Đường, and Phong Nha caves, famous tourist destinations in the province.
Despite the hot weather, we enjoy swimming in cool water and ziplining. We hope to have more chances to experience tourism products here.
Quảng Bình is home to the World Natural Heritage Site Phong Nha Kẻ Bàng, located in Bố Trạch district, with its unique system of caves and diversified ecosystem. The province also boasts one of the longest and most beautiful beaches in Vietnam, in addition to numerous cultural, historical, and spiritual tourist destinations. The local tourist industry has developed greatly over the past 5 years. In 2015, the province welcomed nearly 3 million visitors, 65,000 of whom were foreigners.
And that has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thanks for watching. For more information, please log on to our website at www.vietnamplus.vn. Goodbye for now.